Hello there, Chaz Marler from Pair of Dice Paradise here, and several months ago I reviewed the real-time dice game Play Me. One of the things that I mentioned about the game in that video is that while I thought it had potential, I thought that the introduction of some additional characters would help prevent the game from becoming stale. And that is why I was excited to discover a promotional Play Me character pack, which includes several additional characters, each with their own unique special abilities, included in my swag bag at the CMON Expo earlier this month. Now, if you aren't familiar with Play Me, check out this video that I produced several months ago, which provides a review and instructional information on how to play the game. As such, this video that you're watching right now assumes that the viewer is familiar with the general rules and terminology used in Play Me. As of the time of this recording, the Play Me promotional character pack is not available in the BoardGameGeek.com online store, but may be available as a promotional giveaway from CMON at industry events and conventions such as Origins and Gen Con. Now, whether you enjoy this game or are on the fence about it, hopefully this overview will help you determine whether this promo pack is worth tracking down to add to your copy of the game. Now, let's take a look at the characters that are included in this promotional character package. First, there's the Dormouse, with a wonder ability that augments the gameplay by allowing that player's first advance action to use any number of consecutive dice from their roll. But once the Dormouse descends into madness, its ability changes to stipulate that the player must take 2 block actions before they may take their first advance action. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, they up the stakes by stating that when a player takes a block action, they may force that opponent to take back the last die in his or her dice row. But their madness ability balances things out by only allowing the player to take an advance action if they use 2 consecutive dice at a time. Now, in the first half of the game, the Mock Turtle's wonder ability allows its owner to play without having to announce their advance action out loud. However, during the second half of the game, its madness ability requires the player to announce the last number in their dice row before making every single roll. It's a good thing that you got a sturdy shell on you there, Mock Turtle, because you're about to become a target. The March Hares wonder ability specifies that when the player takes an unblock action, they may set the used die aside for a future action, but they can only have 1 die set aside in this way at a time. However, once the hare flips over to its madness side, its player cannot roll more than 3 dice at a time. The Dodo simply has no wonder ability while sane, and no madness ability while insane. The next character is Peter Pan, which is a little bit strange to see in this game based on Alice in Wonderland, but wasn't an odd enough choice to be distracting. Peter Pan's wonder ability allows that player to advance their dice in any order, 1 at a time, but they must still end with a 6. And that seems pretty powerful. However, they can be blocked by any number that the player doesn't yet have in their dice row. And conversely, Peter's madness ability states that the first time this player wins a round, they must turn the Peter card back to its wonder side. Essentially, this requires the Peter Pan player to win 3 rounds in order to win the game, instead of the usual 2 rounds. And you can't have Peter Pan without Captain Hook, who is the 7th character included in this pack. The Captain's wonder ability allows that player to use the last die in their dice row to block another player, regardless of which numbers are in their opponent's dice row. However, they may only use this ability once per each opponent each round. And as for a madness ability, the first time that the Hook player reaches 3 dice in their dice row each round, they must use all of those dice to block their opponents, regardless of the numbers in their opponent's dice rows. So, there is a closer look at the 7 alternate characters included in the Play Me promotional character pack. If you've been interested in Play Me, or looking to expand your copy of it with some new abilities, hopefully this information has been helpful. And for more board game news, reviews, and commentary, be sure to subscribe to both the Pair of Dice Paradise and Dice Tower YouTube channels. And follow us on Facebook and Twitter for more board game conversations as well. In the meantime, I've been Chaz Marler from Pair of Dice Paradise. Take care.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Hello there, Chaz Marler, which is a bit strange to see in this game about walruses. The dodo simply has no wonder ability while sane and no madness ability while insane. So in this game full of characters with lots of different abilities, that's a little bit of a surprise. Also a surprise, a fork in the neck! You know, on second thought, maybe I'll just take that line out completely.